Oh, yeah, I'm tired. I got my brakes fixed, whatever the fuck was going on with that. Still dealing with the boot situation, but let's do a little bit more Summer of Sleaze, being that summer is real close to being over. And this is like merely for me the summer that never was. I didn't get to do shit, I haven't accomplished shit, and I feel like shit. So, anyway, on with the show. Going back to 1972, maybe, the follow up to Sabata, Return of Sabata, with Lee Van Cleef returning as Sabata. And this is actually the second Sabata film, actually. For some reason, they grabbed this film called Indigo Black, starring Yul Brynner, and basically, when they dubbed it, they turned him into Sabata. Not that it was a bad film. Yul was, wearing this black buckskin outfit, something about Mexican revolutionaries, and the only returning Sabata cast member was Pedro Sanchez, aka what was his real name? Ignacio Spinella or something, no, something like that. I don't know, whatever it was, but anyhow. So then we get Return of Sabata, and if you compare the two films, this is the weaker of the two. And I say that because it was becoming. This was when it was sort of like drifting toward the self parody deal. I mean, it was enough violence, enough shooting and shit like that, but here Sabata is basically a sideshow performer trick shooting and a thief. And he's in this town with this Irish gang that are basically taxing the shit out of everybody, and they're saying they're going to hold it for the greater good, but the basic deal is they're going to book with 50K or whatever it was. It's interesting though. In the first film, one of the bad guys was named O'Hara, and there was a whole Stengel and something like that. This whole Irish thing going on. Now the second actual film has the whole Irish clan as the bad guys. Gotta love the Italian directors. But anyway, there's a whole contrived thing, people getting shot and shit like that. His co-star is this guy named Reiner Schoen, who I never fucking heard of. But back for the ride are Pedro Sanchez as Bronco, this guy who walks around with a big bass drum, who later on they trick it out with six shooters while they're just running and shooting the damn, out the drum. And Nick Jordan, aka Aldo Conte, as doing more stunts and acrobatics and shit. So anyway, I mean, it sort of drags in spots, but then livens up as all these films do toward the end. But like I say, it's pretty much a gimmick self-parody type of thing. Um, it's interesting that the director Frank Kramer, real name Gianfranco Parolini, seems to be real good at starting, a series like, okay, he did the first Sabata, the first Sartana. They were real good. But then when he does the follow-ups, they ain't really that up to par. And then, not that he went to Israel and did that God's Gun with Lee playing twin brothers, and Richard Boone, who was too shit-faced to hang around and loop his dialogue, and Jack Palance, who was, again, shamelessly overacting. And I think Jack actually had his son in this one. I'm not sure if I want to revisit that one or not, but yeah, I was sort of let down because I was a big Sabata fan for the first one, and you couldn't top it. And they even had they didn't even have cool music. They had somebody singing like bub 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 bub. I'm like, fuck. So, not real high on my list, but hey, it's a Lee Van Cleef film, and it's head and shoulders above the last couple he did, over there. Those was too bad his last two westerns, God's Gun and Kid Vengeance, were really not really that fucking good. So. That's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the flip side.